not a ranked opponent in Sam Houston, but they have Baylor's full attention.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they've had 7 20-win seasons since the 2013-14 season. No NCAA tournament wins. They won the conference a year ago and then lost in their tournament. NCAA tournaments are gold.
Wow, how about a start? Jeremy Roach, the alley-oop to Josh Ojanwuna for the first 2 of the night.
And that play was called probably this afternoon. It was a set back screen for Ojanwuna. He's normally the screener. That time they screened for him, alley-oop from Roach, first bucket of the game.
Great start for the Bears. Here's Sam Houston. We'll give you the starters here in just a moment. That's outside three-pointer in the air. That one is no good by Josiah Hammonds. Hammonds, the senior guard from Chicago, transferred from Incarnate Word. Sam Houston, like Baylor, is 1-1 on the season. Edgecombe down low to Norchad Omier. Wasn't sure if that was a floater or if that was intended to be a pass. Let's say it's an assist by Edgecombe.
Well, either way, it's an assist, but I think he wasn't really sure, and I'm talking about Edgecombe, whether it was a pass or like he wanted to hold it back after he let it go, but Omier went and got it and made something happen.
Three-ball left wing, no good by Lamar Wilkerson. We'll call his name a lot. He is their leading scorer. Preseason All-Conference USA. Omier, the big man, clicks off a 3 right wing. It is no good. And the rebound by Khalifa Sacco.
Well, you want to see threes, watch Sam Houston. Half their shots have been threes. There's another one, and that's the first made 3 of the game. But John, 3 field goal attempts by Sam Houston in the game, all threes. And that's their chance to win this game tonight, is make a bunch of threes, and they shoot them at a 47% clip. Pretty
impressive. Lob down low, there is Omier again. Omier on the assist from Edgecombe, and the bucket is good. It's a 6-3 lead for the Bears 2 minutes in.
You know, there aren't many players in college basketball that have averaged a double-double their entire career, but that's the case for Omier.
Houston shooting beyond the arc. Bears shooting all shots in the paint so far. There's a jumper mid-range that is good. It's a 6-5 game.
Well, Sam Houston comes in limping a little bit. 2 starters are out with just injury problems. They'll be back, but they're not available tonight.
Wow, that Omier, they're going to him early and often. Another bucket. He's got 6 of the Bears' first 8 points.
Yeah, just no answer for him. I mean, he's one of those guys that just almost tells you, here's what I'm going to do. One of the rare guys who can actually then do it. He is a walking double-double.
Jumper right elbow. That one rolls off no good by Hammonds. Rebounded by Edgecombe. VJ Edgecombe. 3 assists already here in the first half. For that guy. There's a 3 by Edgecombe, and he buries it. Starting to say he can do it all, and we see that right there.
Well, he needed that one. That gets him a little above his 21% three-point shooting percentage to start the season. He can shoot it. He just hadn't found the range yet, but that one was true.
11-5 lead for the Bears early on. 3 straight away, no good by Wilkerson. And the ball rolls away, last touched by a Bearcat player. Here's a look, Pat, at VJ Edgecombe's first bucket tonight.
Well, you have to pick your poison with him, because if you go guard him, he's going around you. He had a wide open shot, and you could tell the defender is thinking, I don't know that I ought to go up and force him to penetrate. You know, pick your poison. Let him make or attempt to make a 3. The scouting report on him is let him shoot 3s until he makes a few, and he's made them.
Yeah, we've seen on video what you can do when you drive to the bucket. Maybe
yeah.
we'll opt for the 3 outside. That 3 is no good by Roach, but the offensive rebound by Edgecombe. And the feed to Ojanwuna, and he's fouled on the putback attempt.
You know, John, staying with Edgecombe for a second, this is a guy that is a stat sheet stuffer. You know, the night he had against Arkansas, 11 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. That's the kind of night you can expect from Edgecombe. Another example there, offensive rebound, got it where it needed to go. Ojan went a little bit short with the shot, but when Edgecombe's around and the ball's up for grabs, he's going to go get it.
Dorian Finister whistled for the foul. If the name sounds familiar, it did to you and I. He's a transfer from Kansas State. 6'5", 185-pound junior, originally from G.W. Carver Collegiate Academy.
Yeah,
free throw was
played for
short.
Coach Tang. Yeah, short from Ojanwuna. Played for Coach Tang. Worked his way out of the rotation at the guard spot mid-season. Didn't see many minutes. hit the transfer portal as soon as the season ended. This is a good spot for him.
Into the paint area, left-hand jumper. That one is no good. In and out, but the offensive rebound by Fenester on the miss by Kyan Scroggins. And it will stay with the Bearcats inbounding on the baseline. 16:05 on the clock, first half. Edgecombe to the Baylor bench.
You know, that's a luxury that Baylor has, is depth in the backcourt. You put Rob Wright on the floor, and I mean, you don't lose anything. The true freshman right now has a 2-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio, totally unafraid, never flinches about taking the ball on the drive where it needs to go into the lane.
So Josh Ojonwunu to the Baylor bench. Jalen Celestine is on for Baylor. Turnaround shot blocked by Omier. Big time block. Bears run it the other way. Right to Roach in the corner for three. It's a 9-0 run by Baylor.
And there's an assist for Wright. I mean, he's not into the ball game 30 seconds already. He's getting the ball into the seam, drawing the defense a little bit away from the corner.
So the Bears reach the first time out of the night on a 9-0 run, Pat, a 15-5 lead.
And a beautiful way to start the ball game, and the Bears got out of the gate fast.
Lineup in the rotation.
Yeah, and again, he's just unafraid. He's played at a high level. Now, he had not seen what he saw at Spokane against Gonzaga, but still has come on and had a great start to the season.
There's a three left wing by Josiah Hammonds. That is good. Give him three on that, Daniel, or a two-pointer? It's a three, so there's the specialty for the Bearcats, a three-pointer.
Yeah, we expected a lot of threes tonight. 5 of their 9 shots in the game have been from a three-point line.
Rob Wright drives in. Omier lost the handle, gives it to Celestine. He is fouled in the paint.
You can tell, John, these guys understand their way to win this game is to make a lot of threes. That's a good-looking three. In fact, that one was wide open. You're going to see a lot of that. They're going to have to be opportunistic at the defensive end, find an answer for Omier, and then keep the Baylor guards out on the perimeter and out of the paint as best they can. I make it sound a lot easier than it really is.
Right. Inbounds from Roach, gives to Rob Wright, back to Roach, drives into the paint, elevates, shoots, and hits. Jeremy Roach, the Duke transfer, for 2 more.
You know, he's very comfortable moving to the 2 from the point guard position when Wright comes in. In fact, I think he's more of a score first, pass second guard, and it's nice for him to have Wright delivering the ball to him when he can.
17-8, the Baylor lead here. 14.5 on the clock, first half. 5 on the shot clock. Into the paint, leaner is good by Marcus Boykin. Boykin, the senior, the transfer from Barton College.
I'm getting the feeling we're going to see a lot of points tonight.
It looks that way.
I hadn't seen a significant number of stops defensively.
Celestine, one step, runner good with the left hand. Jalen Celestine, the transfer from Cal, his first bucket of the night.
Another three. That one's short, but that's a good look from the corner. That's what Sam Houston wants.
The Florida Roach in a hurry to Jayden Nunn. 3 balls, good by the veteran Jayden Nunn.
And this team, Baylor, has some offensive firepower, and that's an understatement. When they get the ball in transition, and you've got guys going to each spot on the floor who can really shoot it, you're really dangerous in the open floor.
Another three, just clips the front iron, and a whistle and a foul. Scott Drew in his 22nd season here at Baylor, his 23rd as a Division I head coach. And Bill Self, longest tenured coaches currently in the Big 12 Conference. There's a national championship banner that hangs in Foster Pavilion, won by the Bears in 2021 under Scott Drew.
And I will never, ever forget that. And John, Baylor was on the map before that happened, but when that did happen, that is rarefied air. And the Bears have been building off of that ever since.
6 active coaches in the nation to have won a national championship. Down low, bucket is good. Kyan Scroggins, 6'7" senior.
You know, this team knows how to score. They've got 3 of 4 starters back. You see an illegal screen set, I believe, by Omier it is. But back to Sam Houston. These guys are experienced. They've got a league championship under their belt a year ago. 3 of 4 players back, starters back from that team. And Wilkerson was first team all-conference, entered the transfer portal briefly at the end of the season, and decided to come back to Sam Houston. And this team is predicted to win the league again.
Omier, his first personal foul. He goes to the bench. Josh Ojonwin is on. Turnover, Sam Houston. Rob Wright on the run out, and he takes it all the way for the lay-in.
You know, he made it look easy. There is nothing easy about that shot. You've got to shoot it over length, and the ball gets away from you when you try to do that at times. That one went right down the middle.
Quick three by Hammonds. That one is no good. Everyone that has played for Baylor has scored here in the first half. Edgecombe's three is no good. Ojonwin of the putback, and he is fouled. Here is Chris Mudge, the second-year head coach of the Sam Houston Bearcats. Second year as the head coach, but he was an assistant on Jason Hooten's staff for 13 seasons prior to that. What a opening act last year, 21-12. In his first year, 13-3 in Conference USA.
You know, and he's been there 13 years. He's just been the head coach for now his second year. But you look at his history, going back to University of Texas, went to school there, started as a graduate assistant. Actually, he started when he was an undergrad, and has handled every job that you could possibly handle on a basketball staff. Did that under Rick Barnes at Texas, and he's off to a great start at Sam Houston.
You talk about learning from the ground up and learning every step of the way.
Video coordinator,
yeah.
Scout team coordinator,
camp director.
He
has done it all along the way. Second year for Coach Mudge, second year for them in Conference USA as well. Nice move in the paint by Dorian Finister for the bucket. Makes it 25-14. The Baylor lead is 11. There's Rob Wright again, drive, kick. Now back outside to Nunn. Lost the handle, but Brooks Wells is going to tell us it's a foul on Sam Houston.
Well, Baylor has made 10 of its 13 shots in the ball game. Off to a great start, and their assist numbers are really high. When you're making shots, those assist numbers go up, and they've needed to.
I'm going to be late.
The entire offseason and thinking about what could have happened, what could have been. But this is a really good team, John, and they're without 2 starters in tonight's game, Damon Nicholas and Cameron Hoofner.
There's a block at one end by Lamar Wilkerson, leads to the dunk at the other end by Dorian Finister. So defense leading the offense for Sam Houston out of the timeout.
Here's a big number. Baylor's 10 of 14 from the floor. 10 of those made field goals. 8 have been assisted. And that's something the Bears have needed to work on. Getting assist numbers up helps when you're making shots.
Oh, nice pass. Jeremy Roach spots Josh Ojonwin for the flush.
Yeah, speaking of assists, you see there the point guard play of Jeremy Roach. He's not having to handle that exclusively with Wright in the game, but he can do it all.
27-16, Bears lead by 11 over the Bearcats with a K. No good. Celestine had the rebound, nearly taken away by Finister. Celestine holds on to it. Corner to Rob Wright, drives on the baseline around the screen of Ojonwin. A floater too strong, got his own miss. Wow. Drops it off for Celestine in the bucket.
What a play. Again, he is a pass first, shoot second kind of point guard. That's really what you want your point guard to be. But he got that second rebound and knew he was going to get the attention of the defense, kicked it quickly down low to Ojonwin. Nice block, and that immediately starts a fast break for Sam Houston. Up the floor they go, unabated. And here is Rob Wright. That first shot we said wouldn't go. He chased it and quickly down to Ojonwin. He was closely guarded when they got the offensive rebound. Knew it was coming, and that ball was in Ojonwin's hands before the defense could react.
10 assists on 12 made buckets by Baylor. Tremendous percentage to start this game. VJ Edgecombe has the ball. Looks like a foul. And it is.
You can tell this is Baylor's third game. The offense is flowing. There's a bit of a groove to it. They're not seeing the defensive resistance that they've seen in the first couple of games, but it feels good to come home and just spit the bit a little bit and play. And they're up 13 now midway through the first half.
Inbounds to Roach. Roach, far side of the floor. Dribbles on the baseline. This is back outside to Edgecombe. 13 to shoot for the Bears. They lead it by 13. Edgecombe will drive. Look at that silky smooth drive for the lay-in by VJ Edgecombe.
Yeah, and he just glides past the defense. This guy is a freak athlete, and he can shoot it, he can rebound it, he can spread the floor. See a really good look here. Nobody really got in his way, and he made it all the way to the basket without getting touched. You've got to stop him soon in a penetration, or he's going to make you pay. Away kind of shooter. He can make them, but with him, you just turn him loose and let him go get the ball. John, he had an offensive rebound at the end of the Arkansas game that just sealed it, and that ball was up for grabs. He came from about 20 feet away, brought it down, game over.
All right, back to play. Sam Houston with the ball. 15-point lead by the Bears is their biggest here in the first half. Leaner right side of the paint is good by Lamar Wilkerson. Wilkerson, the leading scorer for the Bearcats preseason All-Conference USA.
Yeah, Sam Houston just trying to hang in there and keep the lead manageable. It's at 13 now, 9.5 to play in the half. They just want to be in striking distance by halftime.
Wow, there's Edgecombe again. Working some magic on the perimeter, has the ball knocked out of bounds. Wilkerson and Finister, actually the co-leading scorers for the Bearcats, averaging 13 points apiece through their first two games. There's the inbound with 11 on the shot clock. Jeremy Roach, and that is a tie-up. And ball goes over to Sam.
Yeah, in fact,
the officials are.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it's a tie-up or a travel. One of the officials, I think, called a wall. But net effective, that is. Sam Houston gets the ball back. Yeah. And, John, they could make a run. I mean, Baylor got off to a torrid start, made 10 of their first 13 shots. Sam Houston just hung in there, and this is a team that can make threes in a hurry. There's one now.
Corner for three. That three is off the mark by Wilkerson. Rebound Bears. Push the tempo again. Edgecombe the finish with the lay-in.
You can see the defense go at him, and by the time they got there, he was about 3 steps past him. You really can't appreciate how quick he can go from point A to point B and finish at the rim. Really good look here. He's got it, and the defender is already out of position. You can't cut him off there. You've got to cut him off at the baseline. You know, honestly, I'm not sure there's an answer for that.
Right. The other end, a foul on Jeremy Roach. The miss by Sam Houston. Bears in a hurry the other way, and Jayden Nunn nails another three.
So good example. He's had the ball in his hands each of Baylor's last 2 possessions. Got a bucket. That time an assist into the corner. Draws so much attention because he is so incredibly active.
Lead is at 18 now for the Bears. Make it 15 on the three-pointer from the left corner by Wilkerson.
You know, they're not making that many of them, but they are shooting a bunch of them. Just 3 of 11. You're going to see a lot more than that because, again, John, that is their chance in this game. Make more threes than they're accustomed to making.
Edgecombe back to Roach. Pull-up jumper left side. No good. All rebounded by Sam Houston's Dorian Finister. Floor to Wilkerson. Quick three. It's no good. Boy, they don't waste any time.
They don't.
Put the ball in the air, do they?
You know, you get a good look at a three, it's got to go up. That's their offense.
Ball knocked out of his hands, goes flying. Sam Houston flying the other way, and they turn it over. Here's Nunn. Right side, three. It's good! A three by Jeremy Roach. Bears lead it by 18 again.
And on offense, if you turn the ball over on your offensive end, as we saw there, it's an immediate fast break opportunity for the defense. Great example, Bears got it into transition. It was a 3-on-2, executed beautifully by Nunn.
Finister knocks down the triple from the corner. Baylor's 5 of 8 on three-pointers. lead it by 15, 39-24.
Yeah, the Bears at 39. We still have 7:20 to go in the first half.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Alley-oop from Jeremy Roach to Norchad Omier for the flush.
Yeah, I don't know how you lose Omier, but Sam Houston did. He came along the baseline, and every eye on the Sam Houston defense was looking up at the perimeter. Jeremy Roach saw that, and I mean, he just let it fly. Look how flat-footed the Sam Houston defense is. I have no idea where Omier is, and that's the price you pay for that. That entire student section was completely full, and you love it when students are having to jockey for position.
Yeah, that's a good
I
thing.
mean, it's just a different dynamic, and this arena has been unbelievable. It's intimate. Every fan feels like they're a part of the game, and students just accentuate that.
Open three, left side, shot no good. Ball goes out of bounds over to Baylor. Miss of the three by Josiah Hammonds. It's now 4 of 14 from three-point range for the Bearcats.
Yeah, and coming in, Sam Houston was a 47% three-point shooting team. That is off the charts. That's just in 2 games, but that's their ticket tonight.
Zone defensively by the Bearcats. Rob Wright, top of the key. Celestine back to right, 9 to shoot. Edgecombe on the perimeter. It's the screen from Omier. 3 to shoot, got to put it up. Jayden Nunn. Shot never made it to the rim. That'll be a shot clock violation on Baylor.
You know, Coach Drew talks a lot about paint touches, and the Bears really never got one. And I'm talking about Rob Wright, other guys that could get there, Jayden Nunn, getting the ball on the dribble drive into the lane and pulling the defense away from the perimeter. Didn't happen till late, and Jayden Nunn got a little bit out of control along the baseline as he tried to make that happen late in the shot clock.
Nice bounce pass on the perimeter, turnaround jumper. That is good. Good looking play there by Kean Scroggins, the 6'7" senior from Raymore, Missouri. It's at 41-26. The Baylor lead is 15 over the Bearcats. Celestine, a 3, no good. Left-hander misfires on that one.
Yeah, Sam Houston's gone to his zone. I couldn't tell whether they started the game in the zone or not, but right now the idea is just push that offense out and keep those drivers out of the lane.
Closely guarded 3 there, may have been partially blocked. The pass up the floor is stolen away. Finister gives it on the baseline, and the shot is swatted away by VJ Edgecombe.
And what an effort by Edgecombe. He was the guy leading the fast break. At least he was the runner up the floor. And you can see him retreat, come back, full head of steam. He had to run about 55 feet to get back into the play. See a good example there of the explosiveness of VJ Edgecombe. He never quits on a play.
Bearcats put the ball back in play. These two teams played each other in the 2010 NCAA tournament. Scott Drew's first NCAA tournament win was over Sam Houston.
And that was a good Sam Houston team.
It really was.
I mean, I never relaxed in that game.
Celestine for 3, it's no good. Big game that day by Epe Udo. 20 points, 13 rebounds. Bears on their way to the Sweet 16 that year. Epe recently inducted into the Baylor Athletics Hall of Fame. It's a 3 by Lamar Wilkerson.
Well, John, you have to feel like, at least if you're Sam Houston, some point those threes are going to go. And it was a big lead for the Bears earlier this half, and now it's been cut down to 12, make it 14.
John Wuna breaks it open underneath for the flush. 2 more for Josh Ojonwuna. 43-29, Baylor on top, nearing the 4-minute mark here in the first half. 3, boy, finding the mark, Lamar Wilkerson. Sam Houston now 6 of 17 shooting threes, so they are heating up.
And they've taken 17 threes, John. That's out of 31 field goal attempts. So that's true to form for them. Over half their field goal attempts on the season have been threes.
Jayden Nunn has an opening and hits another 3. Jayden Nunn, his 3rd made 3 here in the first half.
These teams are just taking target practice. Here's another three, and it's good.
Oh,
how about that? 3 threes in a row, 2 by Sam Houston, and that 1 by Baylor. And John, I'm telling you, Sam Houston is hanging in there. It's an 11-point deficit, 3.5 minutes to play in the half, and they're starting to make some threes, and that's what they do best.
That's Wilkerson, who's got 17 here in the first half. He's hit 5 of 9 3-pointers. So Wilkerson really hot for the Bearcats.
Well, it's a three-lizer for Sam Houston on the road against the 12th-ranked team in the country, Baylor. I mean, look at it. Baylor shot 68%, Sam Houston 44%. Sam Houston's been out-rebounded 19-8. Bears have scored 24 points in the paint compared to 6 for Sam Houston, and the Bearcats are down 11. It's not a bad place to be with 3:18 to go in the half if you're a Bearcat.
That's true. And Bears holding their own, 6 of 11, 55% from three-point range. 3 of those from Jayden Nunn, 2 by Jeremy Roach. There's ball out of the timeout. There's Nunn. There's Roach. And that 3 is off the mark. Norchad Omier the rebound. Kicks it outside. Lob right for 3. Back iron is no good. Skying for the rebound is Jackson Ford. Ford from Prosper, Texas, by way of Link Academy. There's another 3 by the red-hot Lamar Wilkerson, but this one rims out. Jayden Nunn into the paint, and there's contact and a foul. That's going to be on Jackson Ford.
You know, Nunn does a great job putting pressure on the defense with his speed dribble, and that time Sam Houston didn't come up and make him change direction. In fact, you can see him. He's got it linked to the floor. Nobody comes up and stops him. 6 tried to make a move at him, tried to, I guess, take a charge, and Nunn, right at the finish, moved out of the way, was looking for an and one, couldn't get the bucket, but does get a couple of free throws out of it. This guy plays violently in the open floor. I'm talking about Jayden Nunn.
And shooting free throws for the Bears. First one of the season. Baylor as a team so far at 68% shooting free throws. 2 prior games for the Bears against Gonzaga in Spokane, and then against Arkansas at the American Airlines Center in Dallas. Couple of free throws by Jayden Nunn. 48-35 is the Baylor lead. Back to man defensively by Baylor. Here's Wilkerson. A little bit of an opening. 3 is up, no good. Got a whistle and a foul and a rebound attempt.
That's a really good possession by Sam Houston. They know their chance to win in this game is making threes, but what their guards are doing, and I think notably Marcus Boykin that time, got the ball into the lane, drew the defense. He drew 2 guys, and then immediately looked to the perimeter and found Wilkerson. Wilkerson's shot wouldn't go. But that is a nice play by a true point guard.
That was on Josh Ojonwuna, his first of the night. And a drive into the paint. The foul is on VJ Edgecombe, his first.
This lineup is not very big, and that's something we've noticed about Baylor thus far. When Ojonwuna is not on the floor, this is a small lineup. And Sam Houston matches up with it pretty well.
Drive layup is no good, but then follow flush attempt. It's going to be offensive goaltending. So wipe out the basket. That was Jackson Ford going for that flush and kind of hung on the rim a little much.
Yeah, I mean, he went after the offensive rebound, was in great shape to get it. The ball probably still in the cylinder when he got his hands on it. Sam Houston back in that zone.
Wow, look at that alley-oop. That was Jayden Nunn to VJ Edgecombe for the flush.
You know, when you're in that zone defense as Sam Houston was, sometimes the caution is you get mesmerized by the ball out on the perimeter. You find yourself just watching it, and all of a sudden you've got Edgecombe coming in along the baseline. Nobody knows he's there. Look, every eye is on the ball, and there comes Edgecombe along the baseline. And all I think Wright had to do, maybe it was Nunn, was throw it in the same area code, and Edgecombe would do the rest.
Oh, that was beautiful. Gets the Bears to 50 points with 1:48 to play in the first half.
Wow. Sam Houston at 35. This has been a fun game to watch. You want offense, Foster Pavilion is the place to be tonight.
Lamar Wilkerson, leading scorer for the Bearcats tonight, has his pocket picked. Mad scramble for the ball at midcourt. Still scrambling for the ball. Finally, they stop it and going to call a tie up there. Boy, credit both teams. They were going after that loose ball like a rabid pack of dogs.
Yeah, it looked like a rugby scrum at the tail end of it. And Omier started it all, stripped the guy he was guarding. So stripped him of the ball, and now he's trying to go off to the races with it. Didn't have control of it, but he didn't have an outlet passer. Looking back, might have been better served just to hold it and get things set, just settle for possession and not worry about the fast break.
Counted 7 guys on the floor by the two teams combined. And then our Libman crew coming out to clean the floor. They had a big area to cover there at midcourt.
You know, both coaching staffs chart 50-50 balls. And who is getting more than their fair share of the 50-50 balls. That one is up for grabs, and Sam Houston came away with it. But when it's up for grabs, both teams are going after it. They get horizontal in a hurry.
Final 90 seconds of the first half. Baylor leading by 15. They've led by as much as 18 here in the half. Ball knocked away. Nearly stolen. Turnover, Sam Houston. That was Edgecombe. Quick hands, got his hand in there, dislodged the ball, and ended up rolling out of bounds.
Yeah, John, those are the plays that he makes consistently throughout a game. And they're plays that don't show up in the box score, but it's a deflection. It's on the floor after a loose ball. It's just his activity that allows him to always be in the fray, and it is so disruptive on the defensive end.
3 turnovers now the last 2 minutes, 23 seconds by Sam Houston. 5 here in the first half. 1 minute to go before halftime. Baylor 50, Sam Houston 35. Roach in the paint, outside to Nunn. Could it be another one? Not this time, but it's tipped in by Omier.
You know, when he gets position at 6'7", 245, you're not going to move him out of position. One thing I love about Omier, too, is he rebounds out of space. He goes and gets the ball.
Another turnover by Sam Houston. Bears have it back, 37 seconds to go before halftime. Now 12 seconds difference in the clocks. Roach dribbles between the rings for Baylor. Roach surveys his options. He's got lots of options. Into the paint. Ball stripped away. Taken the other way by Jackson Ford. And the alley-oop, and he missed it. Follow up, there's going to be a foul called on VJ Edgecombe.
You know, the game was getting away from Sam Houston. They really needed a play like the one they've got there, get a couple of free throws out of it. Baylor was on a 6-0 run. So here is the missed alley-oop. It was right there. He just couldn't quite finish. That was Finister. And then a little head and shoulder fake by Hammonds. Got Edgecombe off the floor. When you're a defender, you're off the floor, your feet leave the ground, you are in trouble.
And it's personal number 3 on Edgecombe, so he'll go to the bench with 13.5 seconds on the clock. Rob Wright comes back in. That free throw, the first of the half by Sam Houston.
You know, if you're not getting the ball in the lane, you're not attacking the rim. They've been happy to shoot threes. They've made a fair share of them. You're not going to get to the free throw line very much. And they take threes over free throws any day of the week.
Hammond's couple of free throws makes it 52-37. Shot clock is off, 12 seconds to go before halftime. Nunn across the timeline on the pass to Wright. Now 4 seconds to go. Here's Rob Wright. Scoop it up and in at the halftime buzzer. Rob Wright, the lay-in. 18 assists, like you said, and 22 made baskets.
You know, when you're making shots, those assist numbers are going to go up. But they're making shots because they're moving the ball well, they're passing it, and the shots are taking their high percentage.
All right, here we go. Start of the second half. There's another one. The assist from Roach, the bucket by Omier, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
Well, Sam Houston put Kalik Sacco in the ball game. He's 6'11", 230, but he is almost defenseless in the low post. Got a guy with a strong understanding in the low post, Omier. 6'7", 245, and I said it before, when he pins you down there in the low post, might as well go to the other end. And Sacco was out of position, had to foul him.
Free throw drops in for Omier. And to start the second half, the Bears have their biggest lead of the night now, 20 points, 57-37 over Sam Houston. Bears lead the all-time series with the Bearcats 9-3. Wilkerson drives, kicks it back outside. Intended for Finister, but it shot him by him. Turnover, Bearcats.
Yeah, that time Wilkerson became a passer and a driver rather than a catch-up shooter. And nice play along the baseline. He was isolated on Ojanwina, felt like he could make a move on him. 6'4" is Wilkerson, 6'11" Ojanwina. And the pass to who he thought was an open player just didn't work out.
Coach Mudge a little flabbergasted over there after that turnover. Well, that's a nice battle down low, the block shot, but a travel by Omier. Credit Khalifa Sacco for holding his ground.
Yeah, that's a really nice play by Sacco. About all you can do. You're not going to keep Omier out of the low post, but he got a piece of it when Omier finally went up for the shot. 6'11", 230. He's got about a 7'1" wingspan. I'm talking about Sacco.
By Wilkerson. Ojanwina holds his ground. Pass back out. Oh! Mid-paint jumper, no good. Rebound Nunn for Baylor. I think they talked about defense in that Baylor locker room at halftime.
I think they did. They should have if they didn't. But knowing Coach Drew, they're going to have to defend this year better than they have the last couple.
Ojanwina to Omier for three in the right-hand corner.
So what do you do with that? You've got a guy that's just a beast in the low post, and when he floats out to the corner, wide open that time, had no choice but to take the three. You got to go get him.
His first made three this season, first in a Baylor uniform. There's Josiah Hammonds who answers with a triple of his own.
You know, Omier is a nice player. Arkansas State, then Miami, and now here. Averaged a double-double his entire career and is so productive. He's big and strong, but he plays hard too.
Lost the handle. Run out by Sam Houston. Layup no good. Sacco keeps it inbounds. Nice dish, but a foul or a travel? I guess that's a foul.
So Omier's floating out to the corner. Nobody comes to get him. He's got to take that shot, and a really nice touch for the big guy. And then at the other end, another opportunity to get a three up. That's their chance in the ball game. And John Khalif Sacco has come into the ball game and has really made a difference. The guy played less than 1 minute just under 7 minutes of the first half, but he started here in the second, and he's doing some nice things on the defensive end and on the offensive end. Drew a foul there.
So Bearcats inbounding. There's a steal on the perimeter by VJ Edgecombe, and he is fouled by Finister to avoid what would have been, I'm sure, a spectacular dunk at the other end. Edgecombe's defense shining through.
Yeah, really nice defense. He's in every passing lane. We talked about how disruptive he is. And John, against Arkansas, my recollection is Edgecombe drew 6 fouls in that game. And that's a really good indication of how active you are on the offensive end. You're in contact, and even though, again, he didn't have a lot to show for it, did get to the line a lot, you're drawing that number of fouls. You are really making the offense hum.
Edgecombe with the ball. He is playing with 3 fouls himself. Tries to dribble through 2 defenders and reach-in foul on the Bearcats. And Marcus Boykin maybe jammed a finger on that play.
It's a team that went up to Nevada to start the season, Sam Houston, and lost that one, played fairly well, lost it late, and then they just blew out Tarleton earlier in the week. It's a big opportunity for them, just like everybody else. 3 games into the season, you're just trying to get better. Might as well do it against the number 12 team in the nation on the road.
Foul on Sacco, his second personal foul. Sam Houston playing their first 5 games of the year on the road. They'll play at home for the first time November 21st against Trinity. Bears put it back in play. Edgecombe for 3. Too strong, no good. Rebound Finister.
At the time, I think Coach Drew is thinking settled for a 3. Really didn't explore the other options in the offense. Never had a paint touch, really. Just a quick 3 from Edgecombe, and he wants a better possession.
Sacco trying to wheel his way into the paint. He almost got there, but the ball went sailing away, and Jayden Nunn takes it. There's a pass from Nunn, just inside midcourt to Ojanwuna, and a foul on Sam Houston. It's going to be on Boykin, and that's his third. Boykin's still hurting. He jammed a finger or something.
Yeah.
He goes out. He'll get looked at there.
Well, and the Bears have done a nice job on Wilkerson in the second half. We're a little over 3 minutes in, and he's yet to score after getting 17 in the first half.
Jayden Nunn, a three is good. How about another three by Baylor's Jayden Nunn, his fourth tonight.
You know, and I'm reminded of what Coach Drew talked about when I asked him one time about quick threes. He said, oh, I'm fine with them as long as they make them. So that was a quick three. Difference was that one actually went down. So here it is, Nunn, just a little head and shoulder fake and enough room, enough separation to let it fly. And that happened, I'm not sure anybody else that possession touched the ball in the half court. But they all have the green light to shoot it if they're open. But if it's a quick one, it better go in.
23-point lead, biggest of the night for Baylor. It's a reach-in foul. It's going to be on. That's on Ojanwuna. That's his third. So that's the situation the Bears watching tonight and all season. Ojanwuna, if he gets in a foul situation.
That's right. And along the baseline, they don't have many fouls to give. Omier played most of the Arkansas game in foul trouble. Finished the game with 4. Same thing with Ojanwuna, because you take Ojanwuna off the floor and he's leaving now, this Baylor lineup gets really small. And we knew that was going to be the case, but when you actually see it, it impresses you. 6'7" is as tall as they've got on the floor right now with Omier.
Turnover Bearcats. Baylor trying to take advantage. Three by Roach is no good. Ball out of bounds and over to Sam Houston. Last touched by Baylor. We're 4 minutes into the second half. Baylor leads by 23. 3 turnovers last 2.5 minutes by the Bearcats.
You know, Rob Wright back into the ball game now for Baylor, and Coach Drew has the luxury of being able to run guards in and out. That's where there is some depth on this roster. Allows those guys to play 110% when they're in there.
Wilkerson left open. Shoots the three. It's no good. Omier another rebound. Getting ever closer to that double-double, which you almost expect from Norchad Omier every night. He's the NCAA leader in career double-doubles. One against Arkansas was his 69th of his career. There's Roach, pull-up jumper, left elbow. That is money.
And right now you've got 3 guards on the floor for Baylor that can do exactly that. Roach was just the guy. His number was called that time and worked his magic. Got a really nice looking 15-footer right in the lane.
Bannister into the paint. Nunn fell down. Floater no good. Ball out of bounds and over to Baylor. Gets us to a timeout. 15:04 on the clock, second half. Baylor's opened up a 25-point lead, their biggest of the night. Sharon's loss of CD. The Baylor players and coaches are wearing a patch that says CD on it for this game tonight, and as we said, there was a moment of silence in his honor earlier this evening. Back to play with Baylor leading by 25, 15-minute mark here in the second half.
A little bit of pressure, backcourt pressure from Sam Houston. Really never got into anything. Wasn't a full court zone press, but just a little bit of pressure to do exactly that.
Pass to the perimeter is a steal that leads to a layup at the other end by Brennan Burns.
And these guys are athletic. This is a guard-laden team, Sam Houston, much like Baylor, and they can defend the passing lanes when they need to. One of the rare occasions where they've been able to get a steal, live ball turnover, and turn it into points.
Celestine fires it on the left side to Nunn. To Roach to right around the perimeter. Celestine, a three from the corner is good. At 6'7", Jalen Celestine is dangerous from that corner.
Yeah, and that's what he was brought in here to do. Baylor needed a shooter, a guy that was a spot up, and at 6'7", like you said, John, he can get it off over people. Really good lick here. Overhead camera, what a great look. Look at the ball movement, the spacing. You can see Wright drew 3 guys, and he knows there are at least 2 that are open out there, and he found, with the skip pass, Celestine in the corner, and it was just catch and shoot for him.
Now at the other end, it was a foul on Celestine, and that puts Kean Scroggins at the line. Give the students an assist on that missed free throw. So we're keeping track of the assists tonight. Baylor had 17 at halftime. That's a very high number, and the percentage was very high. 17 assists on 22 made baskets.
Right.
They've got 20 assists so far tonight. The school record, we're still ways away, but the school record is 39, set against Sam Houston, November 26th of 1991.
I wonder what don't go look all this up, Daniel. Just stay right where you are. But I'd like to know what the final score of that one was.
Oh, okay. We'll check on that.
No, tell him.
Omier into the paint. Runner, no. Tip, no. Second tip. Third tip. Fourth tip, and the Bears get it in. See if that's Celestine or Omier who gets credit for the bucket that puts Baylor up 70-44.
Yeah,
and drawing a charge at the other end.
Well, that was 3 offensive rebounds and 1 trip up the floor for Baylor offensively. And you can tell right now Sam Houston a little bit back on its heels. You got Wilkerson, who was fighting the flu, and I think he and his teammates are starting to get a little bit winded. Just not a lot of opposition on the defensive glass for Sam Houston. Bears with a second chance point.
10 of them tonight, only 4 by Sam Houston. Bears have the big advantage there. Got that charge drawn by Rob Wright. Bears working hard both ends of the floor. Wright for 3. No good, back iron. Tip of the ball by Edgecombe, but it goes out of bounds and over to Sam Houston.
You know, another good look at how active he is. He's a ball hawk. I mean, when the ball is up for grabs, he is chasing it. That time he got to it and patted the ball, thought he was going to pat it to Roach, hit it too hard, went out of bounds. But he is the first to every loose ball on the floor with his athleticism.
Remember against Arkansas, Pat, he took a couple of hard falls to the floor and a little bit slow getting up on both of those, but he did, and seems to be easy to say from here, seems to be okay.
Yeah, he's not going to leave the game if he can still walk.
Brennan Burns puts the shot up from the free throw line. Bears run out. Shot is good by Rob Wright with a foul.
You know, and it looked like it may have been ill-advised because he took it right to the rim against 2 players. Get a good look at it here, but he can just do that. He's got pressure from 2 guys, but look how he contorts his body in midair. And he's really, I mean, he's off balance, but he doesn't feel off balance. He knows how to, from that position, make sure he gets a shot away, give it a good chance to get in and draw the contact. What a play by the true freshman.
Wow, adds the free throw. Rob Wright has 7 on the night. 7 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists for Rob Wright. Wilkerson, remember we mentioned Richard Rogers told us he was fighting the flu all day. Finister drives in, shot no good. Remember, he had 17 points at halftime. Hasn't scored here in the second half. I think he may have hit a wall.
I think so, too, and understandably, Johnny's just taken 1 shot in the second half after he took 12 in the first. And they need him. They need volume shooting from Wilkerson. And I agree with you, he might not have enough gas left in the tank.
It's a foul on Josh Ojonwuna, and that is his 4th. So he'll stay in for now. Finister shooting free throws. All right, first one was no good. Here is a cupcake free throw. Students are rewarded with Magnolia cupcakes if the opposing team misses consecutive free throws.
And I mean, they are into this.
They are highly motivated. Finister quiets the crowd.
and just a cascade of boos.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that was serious.
That's
like
a great promotion.
You just took a cupcake away from me.
Not only that, a Magnolia cupcake. That's big time. Well, Ojonwuna to the bench with his 4th personal. Norchad Omier is back on. There's an inadvertent kick of the ball. So game one this season for Baylor here in Foster Pavilion. Remember last year we started the year in the Farrell Center and moved to Foster when conference play began. But even then, it was a construction zone. I mean, the area here where the game is played was completely finished, but the backside, the Allison Development Center, was still under construction. So now really this game tonight, first game in Foster Pavilion history with everything complete. Team had their pregame shoot around here. They had the pregame meal here. Coaches' offices are here, training room, locker room, all that. So a finished product now at Foster Pavilion, and it is spectacular. It's spectacular, John. It was game ready, thank goodness, last year, but it wasn't ready. Right. And now it's got all the bells and whistles. As Mac Rhodes really pushing for that to happen last year, moving middle of the season, which was not easy to do because he wanted those student athletes last year to have the experience. VJ Edgecombe, Jayden Nunn leading the way. Bears with the big lead over the Bearcats. Directly over the Brazos River. And on a day like today, beautiful. I'm sure he had other things on his mind, but I'm sure it's very difficult to not take a rod and go right down to the river. I've talked to him about that, and it's a challenge daily. That's funny. Great view out his office window. How about Jayden Nunn? He is on fire from three-point range. That is his fifth made three tonight. 17 points by Jayden Nunn. It's good to see him find the range. He found the range against Arkansas, but he's a guy that can spot up and shoot. He can do a number of different things, but when he's shooting the ball, he is dangerous. He's almost unguardable when he's making threes. That's a season high for Nunn with 17. Whoa, man! Oh, man! What a follow by VJ Edgecombe. What a follow shot. You know, he's good for one wow factor in every single game. You had the dunk against Gonzaga, you had the block against Arkansas, and you've got this one against Sam Houston. Hit the front of the rim, he comes up and just makes it look easy. It's effortless. Almost an alley-oop for him. Front of the rim, and all he did was jump higher than everybody else and get the follow. Wow, spectacular follow jam by Edgecombe. Tried to suppress the smile, he couldn't do it. His teammates were all around him. But you know, John, that's the kind of play we were talking about. Just a hustle play, nose for the ball, get to the ball, make something happen. And on a night like tonight, you know, he's not scoring big, but he's got, this is a typical line for him. 11 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Wow, that's it. That's it. And that's really all you could ask from him. And he's going to do other things that don't show up in the box score and brings a wow factor every game. 78-45 is the Baylor lead. Still 10 minutes to go in this game. Loose ball tipped out, controlled by Sam. Eric Taylor has it into the paint, cut off by Edgecombe, and he traveled with it. Edgecombe holding his ground, and Eric Taylor just trying to get past him, and he couldn't do so. Yeah, John, you said it earlier, and I agree completely. I think Sam Houston is a little bit out of gas. They haven't played a lot of different players, and they've just ridden the back of Wilkerson in the ball game, who hasn't scored in the second half. Well, I'm sorry, he's got one bucket. But no, he has not scored in the second half, fighting off the flu. But they have just 8 points here in the second half. Rob Wright thought about a three, drives, runner, no. Fight for the rebound. Omier has it, puts it up, no good. And then a rebound by Taylor. Is it a foul or a travel? It's going to be a foul called on Baylor. Crowd doesn't like it. Coach Drew not particularly pleased with it. Well, the Bears have finally gotten to the offensive glass. And again, they didn't pull anything down cleanly, but there's an offensive, at least a tap. Ball still alive. Omier going up again. Just weren't able to, didn't have anything to show for the offensive rebounding effort. But offensive rebounding has been a staple of Baylor basketball for the last 13 years or so. Baylor among the top 20 in that category most of those years. And they've got the offensive rebounding firepower on this team. Just haven't had a lot to show for it tonight. Okay, so that foul was on Omier. That is his second tonight. Originally they charged it to Edgecombe, would have been his fourth, but made the change, the correction. There's Jayden Nunn. Pass to Celestine off his hands and out of bounds. Turnover Baylor. Not a ton of turnovers tonight, really, by either team.
Yeah,
it's 10 by Baylor.
Yeah, neither team really thrives on turnovers. I mean, they're opportunistic, both of them. They both want to get the ball in transition because they've got the athletes to get out and run. They're both fast offensive teams, but neither one is known for its defense. This isn't Iowa State or Houston.
Here come the Bearcats. Drive layup. Nice move for the lay-in by Josiah Hammonds. 78-47 is our score, nearing the 9-minute mark in this game. Jayden Nunn sitting at 17 points in the game. Nice pass underneath. Opted for the assist there by Nunn to Joshua John Warner.
And he is so good at that, and particularly when he's making threes, you have to pick your poison. You got to make him drive it. If he drives it, he's going to do something like that. He can score in the mid-range, or he can kick it to a bigger, stronger player along the baseline. When he's rolling, he's as good as it gets.
So John Wuna in double figure scoring for Baylor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double figure scores for Baylor. Sacco the foul on the offensive side gives Baylor the ball back. Also, Jayden Nunn is 3 points away from 1,000 for his career. So keep an eye on that. Roach, runner, nice looking shot by the senior Jeremy Roach.
You know, they just keep running those guys in. Baylor does. That's Roach. Edgecombe can do that. Nunn can do that. Wright's on the bench now, but as soon as he comes in, all have the ability to break the defense down on the dribble and create.
82-47, the Baylor lead. Nice reverse layup for the bucket by Josiah Hammonds. And Hammonds goes down on the floor, a little slow getting up. I think he's okay, but they're going to drop the perspiration.
Yeah, really nice play by Hammonds. Goes baseline. He's being guarded by Ojanwuna, and when you can pull Ojanwuna at 6'10", that far out away from the basket, he is way out of his comfort zone, and Hammonds, a guard, just blew right past him. And there was some backside help. Hammonds made an acrobatic play to get a shot away.
Official's going to stop play here, maybe a clock issue. Marcus Pettigrew, Aaron George, Brooks Wells are 3 officials tonight. They'll get that where it should be.
It's a really good crew. You know,
it is.
We've been blessed by watching some games called by really good officials. Thought the crew at Gonzaga was awfully good, but another good crew tonight.
Ty Beer, the new director of basketball operations.
Well, people take for granted you bring in 3 new coaches that it's easy. It's a transition that's just natural. And, you know, these guys are great together, but still, you're talking about losing John Jacobs and Alvin Brooks, who were on this staff for a long time. So you've got different roles, and you just work into those after a while. But those guys are terrific. Isn't it great having Melvin Hunt back at Baylor?
Yeah, so fun.
Remember him as a player, really good player. Had time in the NBA, and just to have him back, part of the fold is great.
Wow. Another alley-oop and a flush by VJ Edgecombe.
And Jeremy Roach has a big grin on his face. He's the guy that threw the alley-oop to Edgecombe, and it's like he's shaking his head. You mean that's all I've got to do? Just put it up there?
Just get it close.
Just get it close.
Turnover, Sam Houston. Here come the Bears. Jayden Nunn gives the ball back to Roach. Under 7 minutes to go. Bears up by 35 on the Bearcats. Edgecombe into the paint to Nunn for 3. Leaves it short left iron. Rebound by Sacco. Quick 3 at the other end by Hammonds is no good. He's going to walk it into the front court with the big lead and 6.5 minutes to play.
Yeah, Sam Houston now with just 14 points in the second half. 51 for the ball game. And Baylor defensively, this will be back-to-back games where they've held the opponent to, looks like, below 70, 67 against Arkansas, and 51 for Sam Houston. We still got 6.5 minutes to play.
Nunn for three. Shot is no good. Sacco saves it inbounds, but to Omier. Nunn to Ojanwuna, and he's fouled.
There's another good look. Roach just throws it close to the rim, and immediately, and Edgecombe just makes it look so easy. But Roach did a nice job drawing the defense and just putting it up there. It's not a perfect pass. In fact, it almost hit the rim.
Right.
But Roach, again, big smile on his face, saying, man, that's easy. Throw it up, he'll go get it.
All right, Norchad Omier, a double-double on the night. 18 points, 10 rebounds. That is double-double number 2 on the season, number 70 for his career. He's the NCAA active leader in double-doubles.
You know, you just know he's going to do that. It's like he's telling everybody, look, I got a double-double coming tonight, and there's not a darn thing you can do about it. He is a really, really good player. And I think, again, John, you talked about culture earlier. He's a cultural fit for Baylor, and it's nice to have guys like Omier around. Still a lot of learning to do. This is a team with 9 newcomers, so they're still trying to figure it out. But the more they play, the closer they will come to doing that.
Omier to the bench. He may be done for the night. He's also the NCAA active leader in rebounds. There's a drive on the paint and the bucket by Lamar Wilkerson, and his first points in the second half. Only his second shot of the half. He had 17 at halftime.
Yeah, and he was a game-time decision because he's been fighting off the flu, but he has played a lot in this game. In fact, I can't remember a time when he wasn't in the ball game.
Jason Asamoah is on the floor for Baylor. Three by Celestine, no good. Edgecombe, the offensive rebound. Asamoah, a three from the corner.
It's good to see him get one down. This guy is freakishly athletic, and he's 6'8". He's got a 7-foot wingspan, and he can really shoot it, but he just hasn't gotten his sea legs yet. Maybe that one will get him going.
They're sitting on 90 points with 5 minutes to play. Taylor into the paint. A foul's going to be called.
There it is in the corner on the pass from Edgecombe. Asamoah ran to that spot. Not like he was trying to relieve a bunch of pressure, but he just saw an opening, immediately went there, knew Edgecombe would get it to him, and just catch and shoot.
Foul at the other end is on Josh Ojanwuna. That's 5 on him. He has fouled out for the night. There's Jason Asamoah, new to the Baylor program. One of those 9 new faces on the roster that Pat talked about.
Ojanwuna will take a seat. It's another guy who doesn't make a living scoring the ball, but what he does for this team is provide rim protection on the defensive end. He's a great screen setter offensively, but on the defensive end in this league, you've got to have rim protection. At 6'10", very athletic, he can do that.
This is Eric Taylor at the free throw line, the freshman from Orlando. And it's 90-55. Here comes Jackson Ford back on the floor for the Bearcats. Jayden Nunn has gone to the bench. Not sure if we'll see him anymore tonight, but he's sitting at 999 career points for Jayden Nunn. This game for the Bears will be Sunday evening here in Foster Pavilion. The Tarleton Texans come to town.
It's a great play by Wilkerson. He's a guy that we've just seen primarily catch and shoot. They're looking for him at the three-point line. That time he turned into a driver. Dribble drive along the baseline, pulled the defense away, and found a guy in the corner wide open. You can tell his hands are on his hips. He is gassed.
He definitely looks that way.
John, I don't remember a time when he's been out of the ball game.
Sam's hit 5 of their last 6 shots. Rob Wright nails the triple from the left corner. Crowd sensing 100 tonight. As Bears set at 93. 6 players in double figures scoring tonight for the Bears. Last time that happened, February 17th of last season at West Virginia.
And it's a 93-60 lead for Baylor, but John, in fairness to Sam Houston, they're playing without 2 starters. Guys have been injured. They're probably back this year, but they're out tonight. And so they were not at their best. This is going to be a really good team down the road.
Wow, look at that rebound by Edgecombe. Keeps it Baylor's half of the floor. Near travel, and it is a travel by Jeremy Roach. Went up in the air, didn't have any way to go with the ball. That'll get us to a timeout. 3:38 to play, all Baylor. And Eve Meesey had double-doubles, 2 double-doubles in the same game for the Bears. How about Eve, his rookie season with New Orleans? He had a double-double with the Pelicans last night.
You know, I saw his first game. He was 12, 8, and 3.
Wow, he had 17 and 10 last night. Turnover, Bearcats. Bears glad to take it the other way, but Rob Wright travels with the ball, or a double dribble, and gives it right back.
And it's a good opportunity for Asamoah to get some time. It's a guy, I think, because Baylor is so small, when Ojanwina goes to the bench at 6'8", he's got to be able to contribute.
Keeping track of Baylor's assist total, 27 now on the night. That's a big number. Floater is good. Right down the middle of the paint by Brennan Burns. Burns, the sophomore from southeastern Oklahoma.
There's got Marino Dubrovcic in the ball game. A late addition to the roster, 6'10", 230 pounds. Another guy that needs some minutes.
Celestine with a 3 from the left wing. Bears get to 96 points with 2.5 minutes remaining. Drew about to clear his bench. Eric Taylor misses on the 3. Whistle and a foul. So, Pat, now 7 players double figure scoring for the Bears tonight. 7.
Wow.
How rare is that? Last time it happened here, Daniel tells us, was against Long Beach State. It was an NIT game, wasn't it? March 20th of 2013. It's been 11 seasons since the Bears had a game when they had 7 players in double figure scoring. That's what they've got tonight.
Yeah, well, it didn't take us long to figure out there were going to be a lot of points put on the board. I thought at the time that occurred to us, it would be both teams. But Sam Houston cooled down the second half. The Bears just sped up. 96 points, 2:19 to play, and they're looking for 100.
Well, knocked out of bounds. Will stay with Baylor. 2:13 on the clock. Omar Adegbola is on for the Bears off the bench. This is out there. Davidson Hubbard is out there. Oh, the 3 by Omar. Everybody's joining in the 3 parade.
And look at the reaction from the Baylor bench. Picked a pretty good spot to make it from, because as soon as it went in, he got hugs, he got pushes, he got high fives, and felt the love.
It's a beautiful thing. Good. Rebounded by Davidson Hubbard. Minute 45 to play. There's at 99, make it 100. And a foul. And it's Omar again, back-to-back baskets for the Bears.
You know, he was a really good player before he got here. Take a look at that 3. It was catch and shoot, nothing but net. And I love how his teammates are looking for him. Comes down the other end. Rob Wright finds him, and then an acrobatic play in traffic, takes the contact, finishes. An opportunity for a 3-point place. You're talking about if he gets this one down. 6 points in about 30 seconds of action.
How about that? He's got to be flying high. 101 on the board for the Bears with a minute 41 to play. The throw is good. Well, what a good teammate he is. Always a smile on his face. It's fun to see him get some action and have some success on the floor.
You know, it's tough to be a walk-on guard at Baylor. He came in as a walk-on, but was placed on scholarship last spring and rewarded for his effort, because he's, you know, those guys, worked just as hard as the starters do in practice. I'm glad to see him being rewarded a little bit tonight.
Omier out of Houston, played at Montverde Academy. Down low, missed the dunk, rebound Rob Wright. Up the floor to Dubrovcic and off his hands, turnover Baylor.
Yeah, I think Dubrovcic was shooting it before he caught it. Knew he had an opportunity up the floor, but really good look at how he can run the floor. He went 90 feet, got his hands up, made himself a target for Wright. Just couldn't bring the pass in.
30th time in the Scott Drew era that Baylor scored 100 or more points. Went around no good, but the follow is good by Dorian Finister. Under 1 minute to play. Right to Jason Asamoah. Down low to Dubrovcic, and he has the ball stolen away. .35 seconds to go. Bears going to get to 2-1 on the season. Sam Houston will drop to 1-2. There's a three by Brennan Burns on the right wing.
Well, it's been a feel-good game for Baylor, and I think playing at home, first game in Foster Pavilion for a bunch of these players. It's nice to get warmed up here. Crowd was really entertained. 102 points and counting. Baylor with the ball, still 15 seconds to play.
Rob Wright into the paint, back outside. Shot is swatted away. Blocked, saved by the Bears. Runner, no. Follow-up is good. Everybody's getting in on the action. Davidson, Hubbard with the banker and the big smile. Love that, and that is the way it ends tonight. Baylor, their first home game of the season here at Foster Pavilion. They win over a short-handed Sam Houston team big, 104-67 the final.